What's up, fanboys and fangirls? Welcome to another edition of Movie Trailer Reactions, coming to you from fanboysanonymous.com. I'm Tony Mango, your host for this panel, which also includes Mike Paden.
Hey.
And Shaun Walker.
Hello.
So, for this movie trailer reaction, we got something a little different. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, or, as they're apparently calling it, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows.
I don't know. I see people complaining about the name. I don't see anything wrong with the name. Before, they had to hide in the shadows because people thought they were freaks and they knew the people of the world above wouldn't accept them. This is the movie where they kind of come out and they begin working with the news and the police department and they begin being accepted.
Well, it's like the type of title that it's not bad. I mean, they could have gone really, really bad for the title. But the first thing I thought of was that it didn't really like pop to me all that much. Part of me was kind of
it's not called Ninja Turtles 2 Respect.
That's true. I actually kind of hoped that it might have been either like just Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles like Heroes in a Half Shell or something. You know, kind of like...
What was 2 called in the 80s series?
Secret of the Ooze.
The Secret of the Ooze.
Yeah. The Ooze. Which, surprisingly enough, that one didn't have Baxter Stockman in it, but this one does. We'll talk about that in a few minutes or so like that. But Shaun, what do you think about the title alone? That's the first thing that it hits you with.
I don't mind the title. It could have been worse. It could have been better. It's better than just calling it TMT2, right?
Well, yeah, it's good that they don't do the TMNT anymore. Or that they didn't just go with the Ninja Turtles thing like they were rumoring about before. Or, you know, they could have gone with something like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Revolutions or something. Age of is really popular now. It could have been like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Age of the Turtle or something really terrible, so it's not too bad. But apparently this was the name of the video game that they just released in like 2013 or so. So they're just taking the same name from the video game.
Well, I think it was always meant to be a tie together.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, ever since Ninja Turtles got taken under the Nickelodeon banner, most things are actually supposed to be sort of canon together.
Did you ever play the video game?
I did not.
I don't know really anything about it. Do you know anything about it, Shaun?
The last Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle video game I played was for the SNES.
That was the Turtles in Time, right?
Yes.
Good game. Hell of a lot easier than that freaking NES one.
I love that game too.
That was so freaking difficult, though.
So the game should be hard.
Not that hard.
Fucking handheld.
I couldn't get past that freaking water level.
Oh, dude, it's easy. It's so easy. See, you know what the trick is? Everyone tries to go through that water level with the same turtle. What you're supposed to do is cycle your turtles. So one turtle gets zapped a little bit, switch to another turtle. He gets zapped down a little bit, switch to another turtle. And you get to the end, no problem.
Huh.
Just blew your mind like all the things that exploded in the trailer for this movie.
Oh, Jesus, they really did. I mean, Michael Bay's not directing this. Instead, it's, what's this guy's name? Dave Green. This is just like, it sounds fake.
I think that's just like a pseudonym for Michael Bay. I just came up with it.
But you can tell it's got the Michael Bay flair to it. I mean, this really was just another, like, boom, pow, oh, now then we're going to end it with not an explosion, necessarily, but lots of water exploding. Slow motion, and, it reminded me of that shot from the first movie with the going down the cliff, which is sort of making me wonder, like...
the best part of the movie?
Was that really that part? I mean, I don't know. I didn't really like that part all that much. Then again, that first movie really didn't have a whole lot of great parts.
No, exactly. That's why it's just like, oh man, some action. Oh, this is actually kind of fun. The only other part I would put above that is when they're in the elevator.
Oh, the elevator. Yeah, that's the best part. Easily.
I haven't even seen the first one.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Oh, protest,
Why
goddammit.
are you here?
Because I like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Not enough to watch one of the movies.
What was the last thing you watched?
The Nickelodeon cartoon series.
Are you up to date on it?
I am up to episode 5.
So why didn't you watch the first movie? Was it just because it looked terrible, or
I'm not a
trying
fan.
to knock out episode 6 first?
Not a fan of Megan Fox, to be fair.
Entirely didn't watch it because of Megan Fox?
Pretty much. Like, I'll probably watch this one just because it's got Stephen Amell in it, but other than that.
I can tell you, of all the things wrong with the first Ninja Turtles movie, Megan Fox is not really one of them.
Yeah, she's very low on the scale.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not like Transformers where she's just her and Shia LaBeouf taking over the whole goddamn story and ruining it. Like, the story is still very much still on the Turtles, at least. So that was one of the positives.
A lot of negatives in that movie. And if you guys are interested, you can check out our movie review. We did that back when it came out, which was 2 years ago, 3 years ago? Shit. Something like that. I don't know. It's been a while. But, first thing I thought of when I was checking this out, outside of the title, because, we already talked about that, real strong emphasis on music this time. The song It's Tricky by Run D.M.C. They had some music the last time around in the movie. I can't remember off the top of my head what it was, that last song. Do you remember the last one in the movie that they did before?
I don't know, but I thought music was a big part in the first one too. They're kind of like hip hop turtles. Mm-hmm. I thought that was supposed to be like a shtick in the first one. That's why they were doing like the beatboxing in the elevator.
Yeah, so they're definitely carrying that on. They made this like the focal point of the trailer for the most part, other than the explosions and stuff. But what do you think about the whole idea of the hip hop kind of edge that they're bringing?
I mean, it's what's cool with the kids these days, right?
It's what's hip.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to modernize it, in the 80s, the Turtles actually had a bit of a rock and roll vibe to it. If you remember, like there's scenes where they're doing air guitar and other stuff. So it makes sense now that they're more urbanized and into the hip hop.
It's a much better choice than if they would have gone with like some of the weirder music that's out there. Like if we would have had Screamo Ninja Turtles. Holy shit.
I like the fact to listen to some classical music. Why not?
Donatello, I could see being in the classical.
Oh yeah, Donatello and Splinter probably chill and listen to some Bach.
Oh, this Splinter is terrible, by the way.
I couldn't tell. He was only there for like 2 seconds. What are you talking about?
Those 2 seconds were garbage. I hate this Splinter. He looks ridiculous, and they haven't changed that, it seems. Like they look like they've upgraded some things here and there. Like the Turtles don't look as monstrous as they did before. They still do, but like...
What, you mean they don't look like Doomsday?
Yeah, well, they look like Doomsday. That's not a difference. But they look a little smaller to me at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you caught on that either.
They look smaller. They look
a little
massive.
more lifelike.
Yeah,
and not, like not in a bad way. They look like something that you would actually expect to crawl out of the sewers.
I mean, they are monsters.
Mm-hmm.
Like they should look at least a little bit monstrous, but
well, no, the thing is, before it looked not cartoony. It just looked ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like now it's actually like, okay, this is believable. Let's get into this.
And we had a opening from this, the turtle van back in action. They've got the shooting out the hubcaps, the sewer caps and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be at least one solid action scene, if not 2 or something. I could see it getting destroyed at some point in the movie.
Oh, I'm seeing lots of action scenes happening in this. I think this one's going to be far more action heavy than the first one.
Mm-hmm. Well, they got the story out of the way,
and they established that van at the very end. They actually was their send off. Was like, hey, there's going to be a sequel and there's going to be a turtle van. That's essentially what the tease for the second one was.
Yeah, and the rumors that we were going to get the people that we do have in this movie, which they introduced a couple different characters here. As I mentioned before, we got Baxter, Stockman, Tyler Perry.
Well, wasn't Baxter Stockman in the first one?
Was he?
Very briefly, yeah. When they went to the lab at the end, he was one of the scientists that were there.
Huh. I know Whoopi Goldberg was. And she's not in this trailer, so I'm assuming that she's not in the movie. I didn't see her in the IMDb. Judith Hogue I saw in the IMDb. I don't know if she's legit making a cameo or not, but it's kind of interesting. Original April. But I don't remember about Tyler Perry. He might have been. Either way, I kind of like the casting. I think it's kind of interesting. Baxter Stockman's a character that I think that they should have done before.
You know what it was? I think it was they mentioned Baxter Stockman at the... Oh, no, there's a guy who's credited for him. K. Todd Freeman, Dr. Baxter Stockman.
Oh, so he's just played by a different guy?
Yeah.
I don't remember who that guy was. But
just probably some young guy they grabbed off of a catalog.
I don't know, They're the shopping for Baxter Stockmans. We don't have those in stock.
Well, this guy, the guy who played Baxter Stockman, also played the character of Polk in the Dark Knight movie. I don't know if that helps you.
Polk.
Yeah, I have no idea who the hell that is.
Oh yeah, Polk.
Let's see, Polk in the Dark Knight.
He had to have been like one of Gamble's people or something.
He was a cop.
Oh, there goes that. Oh yeah, cop Polk. Captain Polk or whatever. Nah, I don't remember Polk at all. But I do like Tyler Perry as Baxter Stockman. I think that's kind of interesting. You have any opinions about that, Shaun?
I don't know actors. I just know faces.
You don't even know Tyler Perry?
No.
It's like the Medea movies.
The what movies?
Jesus Christ, Shaun. But you do know Megan Fox enough to not
I know
the
Megan
first
Fox.
movie.
Yeah, I know Megan Fox. Yeah. That's because I watched Transformers. You know. I still reckon Amy Adams should have been April O'Neil, but you know, that's just me.
Nah, she's too old for that. She's too old for friggin' Lois.
They can CGI her face, can't they?
What? Just do what they did with
Jeff Bridges.
with Jeff Bridges for Tron and Michael Douglas for Ant-Man.
Yeah.
He just looks like Michael Douglas. That's what it turned out to be.
They can't get the resources to actually design a new face, so they just use the files that they use for Michael Douglas.
That and Jeff Bridges' voice from Tron. Worst April O'Neil ever.
Hey, at least they got her wearing a yellowish jacket for the entire thing.
This time around, in this trailer, they got her wearing a schoolgirl outfit.
I'm guessing that's for
Sex it up,
some kind of like
Awesome scene.
awesome scene where she's going in to distract somebody or whatever it may be. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's for the old perverts out there. That's what it's
And for the 28-year-old perverts like myself, because that was one of my takeaways. Just kind of like, damn, she's still hot.
Mm-hmm.
She still looks like a man to me.
You're weird.
I'm not weird.
Megan Fox goes up to Shaun, hey, you want to hook up? And he's just like, no, you look like a man, and I don't want to watch your movies.
Pretty much.
So I do have to give credit to the cartoon series because they actually went full-fledged yellow bodysuit with April O'Neil.
Nice. Back like the old school?
Just like the old school. And it's a catch to it, though, because their story has taken them in space.
Oh, it's a spacesuit?
It's a spacesuit, but it looks just like her old outfit. It's the yellow jumpsuit.
Hey, you know what? If you can't bring it back like 100%, doing some kind of a little reference like that, that's the type of stuff I love.
Oh, no, it was a cool shout out. And when she came out, like all the turtles and Casey Jones were like, hubba, hubba.
I'm surprised it's not like that they just, you know, they got to modernize everything now. So it's like the old Ninja Turtles, the movies that we were watching, like everything's like pretty tame, except for that one line that fucking Kino says about the whole, you know, you want to go to dinner later or whatever, and she's like, you know, maybe you're in dreams, and he's like, yeah, but I'll be dreaming of something thinner. It's fucking great. But I'm surprised that in the cartoon they're not saying stuff like, instead of hubba hubba, just going like, damn, or something. I haven't watched that show yet. I might have to check that out.
Oh, it's excellent.
I
actually would probably rate it above the 80s cartoon.
Really?
It's on Netflix.
Nickelodeon has done fantastic things with Turtles. Aside from that first movie, if this movie is good enough to redeem it, I will give them full-fledged endorsement of their work with the Turtles.
I tell you what, I'm looking at this movie, and outside of the like excessive explosions and stuff like that, I got a better feeling about it than I did the original.
It's because Bebop and Rocksteady are in it.
Oh, that's a huge upside. And for those who only know us through Fanboys, we all are into WWE as much as the product's kind of blah right now. Current WWE champion, Sheamus, is Rocksteady.
Mm-hmm.
I never would have thought about casting him, but damn, he looks like he pulls the part off.
I mean, it's only actually a guy for how long? So, like, it's not that hard to fill in that role. The other guy just looks ridiculous with the fucking purple mohawk.
Well, they're probably doing the motion cap.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
And they're probably doing the voices, too. So, I mean, overall, like, they're still...
Do you think they're talking?
Well,
I imagine after they get transformed, they're just grunting and making noises.
Bebop has a line in the trailer.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, Michelangelo says, dude, you're bringing back the mohawk? Awesome, or something like that. And then he goes, oh, you got jokes, huh?
Oh, that's right, he did. It's funny he says that to the other guy and not the guy Sheamus is playing.
You would think so.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited though to see Bebop and Rocksteady because they should have been in Ninja Turtles 2 instead of Toka and Razar.
Oh hell yeah, that was one of the dumb. There had to have just been some like cost reason why they didn't do that.
Which is so weird because it's like they already did have specifically 2 mutated animals. Like maybe it's a rights issue then.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like it was a money thing. They didn't want to pay to have those guys. They would rather do something fresh that they can make all the merchandising money on, and it just made more sense for them.
What do you think
now?
about...
This is a good thing about everything being under one umbrella.
Yeah.
Now that Nickelodeon owns everything, they could do whatever the hell they want with it. That's why we can finally have like an all-star lineup in this movie like we have. We have the Turtles, there's Splinter, there's Shredder, there's Bebop and Rocksteady, there's Baxter, Stockman, there's Casey Jones, there's the Krangs. Everything you want as a Turtles fan is in this movie finally.
The Krangs showed up?
That's what I'm supposing that the ships coming out of the portal in the sky are.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about that. That's Dimension X, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm supposing is our introduction of the Krangs.
That would make sense.
So we have a lot of villains in this movie.
I'm up for some Krang. I don't know how they'll pull it off, but I mean, getting Krang in a movie sounds pretty awesome.
Well, they've kind of moved away from Krang being like a solo character. What they do in the cartoon is the Krang is a race of people.
It's not just one little brain dude?
No, it's a whole race of those brain dudes, because that's what they are there.
There's no like Master Krang or something though, right? That's like the one with the high pitched voice.
There is, but he doesn't talk like that, and he doesn't have like the big body like he does in the old cartoons.
Oh, that's a little disappointing.
My body.
Yeah, that was very like. Oh. I miss my body. Shaun, if you followed the old stuff or whatever like that, does Krang sound interesting to you?
I like Krang. He's a brain dude. Can't go wrong with a brain dude.
But what about Casey Jones? Now we got Stephen Amell. We all watch Arrow. We all know Stephen Amell from that. And trading in the arrows for some hockey pucks and some cricket bats and.
I didn't see any other weapons.
He's using the hockey stick.
He has the hockey stick, which makes sense because he always wore the hockey mask. I don't think they're playing up like I didn't see him wearing a bag on his back filled with lots of different stuff like the old Casey Jones did.
Maybe it's one of those things where like at the end where they're all like, we got to gear up, and he just goes like, let me get like all this other shit.
Stops at like Dick's Sporting Goods.
Yeah. He's like, I'll have one of anything I can hit people with.
I'm still kind of disappointed that he didn't wear a wig, though.
What?
You want to know with the long hair?
I would rather him long hair.
Oh.
You want him to wear a face mask of Elias Koteas?
He could just have like the hair attached to the mask, because that would help protect his identity. That would kind of make sense. Kind of like a Kane mask.
Well, that will really piss off Sheamus. I like Casey Jones. I was, a big fan of the original Casey Jones. He was like one of the best parts about the original movie, which is still awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the, I guess you could call it saving graces of the third one, although even he can't save that film.
Whatever happened to that guy? I don't know his name. I don't know anything else he did.
Elias Koteas or Koteas or whatever like that. I don't know exactly how to pronounce it, but I know I kept always getting him confused with the dude Christopher Maloney from Law and Order, because they look
either of them are
so much alike. Actually, if you even Google the guy who was Casey Jones, one of the pictures that comes up on Google Image Search is Christopher Maloney. So somebody must have just tagged him wrong or something like that. What he's been in so far, he was in Shutter Island apparently. Curious Case of Benjamin Button, Zodiac. Damn, this guy's been popping up in more shit that I've noticed. Collateral Damage, Simone, then Red Line.
I'm glad he's gotten work, because he really nailed that role, but I can't think of anything else notable that I've seen him in.
It looks like he's worked here and there. He was in Contact. Of course, that's going back to 1992, but... yeah, so he's still active a little bit. It'd be cool if he was like, I said before that they apparently are going to have Judith Hogue in this in some fashion. Be kind of cool to see maybe him show up as like like a picture of him as like Casey's dad or something like that. Yeah, some of a reference. That'd be cool. I love the idea of Casey Jones popping up in this though. As soon as we got done watching the first movie, I was just like, all right, number 2, gotta have Casey Jones.
Like I said, I haven't seen the first one, but the second one's enticing me just because it's got Stephen Amell in it. Even
So
though
your
he
big
didn't,
takeaways are Stephen Amell. And
even though he didn't do the line, "My name is Casey Jones,"
he might do that earlier in the movie.
and I had to put on a hockey mask to protect my family.
Casey Jones getting you excited about this movie, Paden?
Oh, absolutely. Casey Jones is one of the coolest characters in the entire Turtles story.
Did you ever see that? It was a Bad in the Sun, I think is the YouTube channel that does it, where they do like this person versus that person. They have like
like every fucking channel does those.
Yeah, but they had one where it was John Morrison, the wrestler. For those who don't know, John Morrison was Casey Jones, and it was him against amazing. I think the White Ranger.
Yeah, it was the White Ranger. Yeah, it was pretty fucking cool.
Was it played by Jason David Frank?
Yeah.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah, he shows up and does them.
I don't understand why he wasn't in the first one. I get they want to set up the Turtles and all that crap, but listen, they did that in the first Turtles movie back in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
They set up who the Turtles were. They set up Splinter. They set up their story with Shredder. They still had April and Casey Jones. All of them were there. Like, why couldn't they have done that in the first one here?
They even had time to have some sweet, like, specifically, like, awesome music scenes. Like that one where they're just, like, over the campfire. Music is awesome in that scene. Oh, God, their music is so good in that movie. But if you had to point out some other things like that, we talked about some of the different characters like that. One thing that stands out to me, though, Laura Linney is going to be in this. And I don't know exactly who she's playing, but
is that weird, like, police detective chick they have in it or something?
She looks like she might be something like that, yeah. I don't really know what they're going to go with for that, but it seems like maybe her part in the movie is sort of taking over what Whoopi Goldberg was doing, like just like an ancillary character, some person who's well known enough to
she
have
might even actually
be
Bernadette Peters. Like maybe they just recast it.
See, I'm not familiar with Bernadette Peters.
It's the police chief.
Like I don't really remember any of that.
It's the police chief.
Well,
it's the chief of police. Well, in the original cartoon, it was Bernie Peters. It was actually a guy.
And they just gender swapped?
And they gender swapped it for the most recent movie. And maybe they just recast it again.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that.
You didn't need to get Whoopi back.
No. But we have that. We have Will Arnett is returning, so they're going to keep that going like that. I'm cool with that. I mean, he was one of the comedic relief people, so, Yeah,
his line in this trailer is annoying, though.
Yeah, well, his lines in most of the first film were annoying too, but maybe they'll tone him down a little bit because last time around he was a particular annoyance, but sort of a necessary one. It's somebody for April to talk to, and now of course they're gonna have Casey, so maybe he'll take a back seat. Yeah,
he can just kind of screw off. You don't really need him here as much.
He literally
like he did in the old Turtle movies. He was there for 3 lines, then you barely saw him much after that. He popped into April's house later on, and that was late. That was way later in the movie.
Let's see. We got a new Shredder that's been recast. Looks like they're going to give him a little bit more.
Can't even tell. Looks like the same guy to me.
As far as I know, he's been recast because I think that they had that guy, whoever played Shredder the first time around, it was just some random dude that they grabbed because they were doing reshoots because they the original film had a different storyline and everything like that. Shredder was actually that Eric Sachs guy. William Fichtner. I don't know how to pronounce that. But
so they just got him out of a catalog?
Yeah, another catalog.
Oh, they got the Shredder catalog for that one.
So
whoever it is, he looks good.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm down.
The more important thing is what the Shredder suit looks like, because it looked terrible in the first movie.
They should tone that down. Just make him Shredder.
By 5. By 5 times.
That's another reason why I didn't see the first one was because of the Transformer suit. That's right. Yeah.
It was last time they went from normal Shredder to Super Shredder. This time they went Super Shredder right off the bat. So hopefully they toned it down, because if we have the Krangs, we're gonna have more than enough people. Shredder doesn't need to be crazy. Instead of making him even bigger.
Well, we don't see the Shredder suit at all in this, so I'm wondering if we even get a Shredder suit. Maybe he's just a hand controlling Bebop and Rocksteady and creating an alliance with the Krang.
Could be. There's also the possibility that maybe we'll get the robotic Foot Clan.
They did have some blackface ninjas there.
Mm-hmm. I'd be down with that. I think that'd be an easier way for them to, like, knock them out, you know, kill them, essentially, without killing people. Because that's a little gory if we just have, like, Leonardo go around stabbing people in this kid's movie. But I think that'd be kind of cool to see that. So if they take these little problems that they had the first time around, they listen to the audience, and maybe they just go with, like, all right, ignore this thing. We'll bring back some other stuff, like Karai's coming back, so that's kind of cool. I think this could end up being better. I'm actually, like, sort of more excited about this movie than I thought I was going to be. I'm going to see this in theaters.
All right, when I walked out of the first movie, I was like, I'm not even going to bother getting my hopes up. Mm-hmm. They're fooling me again. Hopefully they don't really fool me when I go and see it. This looks awesome, and I am super stoked for this. Well,
what would you say is the thing you're most excited about that you've seen so far, and the thing that you're most nervous about?
I would say the thing I'm most excited for is Bebop and Rocksteady. The thing I'm most nervous about is probably the lack that we're seeing of what the Krang look like. Because, I mean, that's a good reveal to have, but it could be another one of those things where they do it ridiculous, kind of like they did in the first movie. But it seems like they made better decisions on that. And the same thing goes for the Shredder suit.
Shaun, what about you? What's your high point, low point, essentially?
Bebop and Rocksteady. I'm really excited to see them. Least excited about Megan Fox still being in this shit. I don't know, Michael Bay's got an erection for her or something.
Yeah, so do I.
Can you blame him?
She's a dude.
All right, you can leave it for the rest of us. That's cool.
Acting isn't that great, though, right? It's very subpar.
Oh, no, it's fucking horrendous.
Yeah, we're not arguing whether she's going to win an Oscar.
That's why you don't let her act much. You just let her walk slow frame with a schoolgirl outfit on. Mm-hmm. That's how you sell tickets.
You're getting my ticket.
I know, Stephen Amell's got my ticket.
Yeah,
let's put him in a schoolgirl outfit, tying a little knot, showing off his abs.
They're just going to put that salmon ladder back on. I got to say, the thing I'm most excited about, I love the idea that they're just bringing in Casey Jones, Bebop, and Rocksteady. Just the idea alone is kind of cool. And the fact that Stephen Amell is Casey Jones instead of bringing somebody really dumb into the mix. Because they could have gone stupid with the casting. So I'm down with that. But the thing I'm most nervous about is just overall general direction. Like, all well and good that this looks interesting, but movie trailers don't tell you everything. If they do, it's kind of annoying. Batman v Superman. But at the same time, like, this could be the best stuff. And characters could be handled really poorly, and we could have, like, awful, awful jokes. So it's what I don't know that's scaring me. And what I know from the previous film, sort of. Like, my expectations are what's making me more nervous than anything else. But, bottom line, I'm going to go see this. They're going to get my $10, $15, whatever it is. Are you going to end up seeing this in theater, Paden?
I saw the first one in theaters, and it was one of the most disappointing experiences I ever had going to a theater. And it was also right after I saw Guardians of the Galaxy, which made it seem that much worse by comparison.
So much better.
I'll probably go see it. I can't see any reason why I wouldn't.
Shaun, do you think you're going to bite the bullet and see it?
I'll see it. I'll watch it, but I don't know if I'll go to the cinema to watch it. Unless one of my friends pay for me. Other than that, I won't go see it. I'll wait for a DVD.
Alrighty, guys. Well, those are our first impressions for the movie trailer. If anything else happens, more movie trailers down the line, then we'll try to do another reaction for that one as well. Make sure you leave your comments below. Tell us what you thought of the trailer. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a thumbs up as well. And stay tuned for more things coming your way from Fanboys Anonymous on the website and on the channel itself. Last thing that we want to do here is just throw out some plugs for some other things that you guys can check out. So, Shaun, hit us with yours.
Facebook.com/Premier Pals @ Premier Pals on the Twitter. And today is Thursday, the 10th. So we will be talking Premier League, Champions League, and the second of Gary Monk over on the YouTube, which is youtube.com/Shaughnessy1989.
Paden?
Check out all the cool content streaming on megapowersradio.com, like the Raw Post Show, the Dayspan Show, All Talk Show, and other things shooting out towards you. And follow me on the Twitter at MRPADEN. That's Mr. Paden, where I'll probably tweet about this movie after I see it.
Probably be like, oh, what the fuck?
It's possible.
God damn it, they got 20-something bucks out of me. Well, if you guys are interested in this because of Sheamus and the different connections that we had with the wrestling side of things, make sure you check out smarkoutmoment.com. If you're just on the Fanboys Anonymous side of things, then obviously follow us on all those different avenues, Facebook, Twitter, etc. And if you're listening to this on iTunes and Stitcher, make sure you subscribe on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, check us out on iTunes and Stitcher. But that's it for us. So on behalf of the panel and all the fanboys and fangirls that couldn't be here, thank you for listening. I'm Tony Mango and I'm a fanboy. See you next time, everybody. Geeks out.